was amazing and I had just the most awesome time, and here I am today, nearly 2 weeks later, to recap my VidCon experience. So Thursday is really when VidCon kind of started for me. I didn't do the industry day, but on Thursday I did go do my registration, which, by the way, VidCon swag is amazing. There's just all sorts of stuff in here. You got a lip gloss and sunglasses and a bunch of like stickers and postcards and other fun stuff. But anyways, after registering and squealing over all the amazing gift bag swag, it was time to head to the booktuber dinner. The booktube dinner was a lot of fun. I think there were 20 of us in a big long row, and it was just so amazing and surreal to see all these people who I have watched for months in real life, like in front of me, like I could touch them. But I didn't, because that would be kind of creepy. I mean, I kind of touched some of them. No, just stop talking about touching people. It's getting weird. After the dinner, about half of us went bowling, which was really fun and really hilarious, mostly because, surprise, surprise, booktubers are not that great at bowling. Who is? Like, who do you know in real life who is good at bowling? Do you know someone? 'Cause I'm curious. There were 10 people bowling and each person gets 10 frames, and in the 100 frames of bowling, there were only 3 strikes among us. But one of them was mine. Oh yeah, I got a strike, what up? I did also get like 3 solid frames of gutter balls though, so it kind of balanced out. But yeah, hanging out with the other booktubers on Thursday was just so much fun and the perfect way to really kick off the VidCon weekend. Then we move on to Friday, when VidCon really got going. I wake up and get ready and walk into the expo hall, and the first people I run into right in front of me are Hannah and Hilly from the Hillywood show. And that was like the first really big, like, oh my god, this is happening kind of moment, because the Hillywood parodies, like, I have watched some of those a good 20 times. So first thing Friday, I walk in and meet Hillywood, and that kind of awesomeness just set the tone for the whole day. There are so many tables set up for companies like DFTBA Records or For Human Peoples, and there's also just a ton of really fun stuff to do. Like, there's this whole arcade game area. There was a spot where you could just hang out and cuddle a puppy for a little bit. If you like need to take a break from the YouTubers, you could just like snuggle up with a puppy, and that was at VidCon. Just walking around, I kept running into all these familiar faces like Paint or Michael Buckley or Overly Attached Girlfriend. But I gotta say, I was really more excited to meet the handful of you guys who came up to me. Like, that was super amazing awesome. I'm sorry if I was like weird and flustered at any of these meetings. I was just overwhelmed with all the things. And I like totally blanked on handing out business cards. Like, I went to VidCon with 250 and I came home with like 240. Oh, but I did actually give one of my business cards to Caleb Nation. You might know him. He's an author. He wrote a book called Harkin, as well as the Bran Hambrick series a couple years ago. I've been watching his videos for years, before he was even published, so it was really cool to get to meet him. He's a really nice guy. And bonus, he loves the booktubers because, you know, he's an author. He's our people. He gets us. He understands our intense love for the books. So yeah, I gave him a business card. Hey, Caleb, if you're watching, you're probably not, but hey. It's nice to meet you. Also on Friday, I stopped by a couple of the panels. I went to like the last half of the Vlog Brothers Meetup Q&A, and the Less Than Famous panel was probably one of my favorite times of VidCon. Everyone on the panel had just so many good things to say, and they were all so funny, and it was just a really great experience. I feel like a lot of people left that room just feeling really like energized with the passion to create. Though it's kind of interesting because this passion to create that I thought would translate into making a bunch of videos for you guys actually translated into me coming home and writing for like 3 days straight on a new story. And I'm just really excited about the idea of like throwing myself into these projects that I'm so passionate about, making videos and writing books. I'm just, oh, VidCon's got me so in the mood to do all the things, but I shouldn't dance. That should not be one of the things. Unfortunately, I was just too exhausted on Friday night to attend the concert and the dance party. I know I missed out on some awesome stuff, but I made the dance party the next night, so I kind of made up for it there. But but yeah. Let's move on to Saturday. I wake up in the morning and discover that I have broken 20,000 subscribers, which just really added to the whole amazing, surreal weekend that I was having. Oh my god, that was also the day that I discovered that somebody had made a GIF of me on Tumblr, and that was just the most amazing thing. Saturday afternoon, I hung out a little bit more with the booktubers. We had like kind of a booktube gathering photo shoot out on the hill outside the convention center. That was really fun. Turns out I'm not great at jumping during a photograph. We didn't spend a ton of time in the expo hall on Saturday, but we did wander around a little bit. We stopped by the Geek and Sundry booth where I got to play Buffy for a little bit and slay Katrina, little book owl who was a vampire. Though in watching back that footage, I kind of think I missed the heart, so Vampire Katrina still reigns free. Probably hanging out with Dimitri somewhere, eh? Oh my god, I almost forgot to tell you guys about my best YouTuber run-in. So I'm on the escalator heading up to the Less Than Famous panel, and I hear a familiar voice behind me say, "Oh yeah, this is my convention. Me and my brother put the whole thing together." My heart just stops for a second, and I turn around, and standing right behind me is John Green. And I just stare at him in shock for a good couple seconds before my mind like snaps back to attention and I'm like, oh my gosh, John Green, do you have time for a picture? That's my first thought upon meeting John Green. I'm like, must Instagram this. Unfortunately, he didn't have time because if he stopped for me, it would create like a picture-taking train and he had places to go. You know, busy man, John Green. But I really wish I had just like whipped out my phone for a selfie that John Green could photobomb in the background because he wasn't going anywhere. We were trapped on an escalator. But anyways, even though he said he didn't have time for a picture, like we're still on the escalator and there's still some time to go on the escalator. So I'm like thinking to myself, oh my god, this is possibly my once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to say something to John Green. So I have to say something to John Green. So I said something. And now we're gonna play a little game called What Did Kat Say to John Green? Did Kat say A, something along the lines of, you know, the nerd fighter community is so amazing and all the work that you and your brother have done for Project for Awesome and VidCon and everything, like you're just really inspirational? Or did I say B, something about how John Green's novels have meant so much to me and they have changed my life and inspired me to write, and just his literary career has been such a huge inspirational and motivational factor for me? I could have said that. Or maybe I went with option C. Oh my god, I totally love your work with the Swirly Poopers. Yeah. Yeah, it was C. I went with C. Oh my god. That's what I said to John Green. Seriously, like I could have talked about any number of inspirational or motivational or just awesome things he has done. Seriously though, I really do love the Swoodly Poopers. It's the only sports team that I literally scream at the computer when I watch. Yeah. Yeah. I also saw the Shaytards for a little moment there. I didn't get a chance to like talk to them or meet them, but I did have a moment with Shay Carl. I was with a couple booktubey people kind of watching the Shaytard meetup from afar, and Benjamin of Tomes yells out, "Shay Carl!" And he turns and he smiles and waves at us, so I smile and wave at him, and then he gets a serious look on his face and stops waving, so I get a serious look on my face and stop waving. And then he starts waving and smiling again, so I started waving and smiling again. We had a moment, okay? It was a moment. And right before we left the expo hall, because it was kind of closing up for a day, I ran into Chester C. Oh my gosh, he's like my YouTube crush, I must admit. I fangirled. And then I took a picture with him and then I ran away. After the expo hall closed at like 5 o'clock on Saturday, I ended up doing a lot of stuff. First, I filmed a couple of collab videos with Little Book Owl and Benjamin of Tomes, which those are already up, so you can watch them if you please. And since I missed the concert and dance party on Friday night, I made sure to be at the Saturday night one. My favorite performances of the night have to be Chester C, because like I said, he's kind of my YouTube crush and he just has a beautiful voice, and I love him. And then George Watsky closed the show, and it was just an amazing performance. Like, everyone in the crowd was all pumped up. And then to close out VidCon, there was the dance party, the VidCon prom, which was really similar to just your typical high school prom. You know, lots of sweaty teenagers and really loud dubstep, and there was a conga line and like people dancing in their little groups and kind of in circles, or at least that's what we were doing. We had this little like booktuber circle that we were just busting moves in. Then at 1 a.m. they turn the lights on and they're kicking us out of the auditorium, and I managed to snap one last picture of me and a couple other booktubers just exhausted from the dance party, but so happy because VidCon was a blast. It really was just an awesome experience. I know I've said that phrase probably like 6 times in this video already, but it seriously, it was awesome and it was an experience. Anyways, that is it. That is everything I had for this video today, so thank you very much for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a very good night, and I will have another video soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye!